The time is just gone 11 minutes past 8 a.m. as we started this morning, taking a look at the reaction of Eco Justice Organization to the speech by a Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, Gwede Mantashe. We're going across now to be joined by Earthline's Neville van Rooy. Neville, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Good morning to you and good morning to all the listeners. I just want to make a correction is the Green Connections, Neville van Rooy, Community Coordinator.
Wow, okay. My apologies for that. And thank you for correcting the position that you have and also with regards to the organization. Neville, let's talk about this speech of Gwede Mantashe. Now, we've seen eco-justice organizations reacting to the minister, and there are still some serious concerns.
Yes, very much so. If you have a minister that has already shown in the Shell case in Makanda that he is taking the side of the multinational industries like Shell against the people, coastal communities, fisher folk that is fighting to defend the ocean. So it is very disappointing to see that a minister and a leader that is taking the side of the multinational companies that want to oppress and destroy and intercept the livelihoods of coastal fishing communities.
Yes, this has been a major bone of contention for a very, very long time. And we see this taking place over and over again, where people like Minister Gwede Mantashe make these statements, and they obviously make it very, very clear as to where their loyalties lie, who they are actually siding with, without a care as to what is actually taking place to people. And just for how long can we accept these type of narratives coming through from the likes of Gwede Mantashe?
We won't no longer tolerate the justice organizations and the small-scale fishers. We will no longer tolerate this colonial and now neo-colonial oppression that we are experiencing, because we are talking about serious, human rights violations here. It is a right to food that is now being, disrespected. It is the right to a clean and healthy ocean that is now being disrespected. It is the right to a local economy by people that is now being infringed on and disrespected. And not to even mention the disrespect and not respecting climate change, because the ocean is a key role player in terms of our global climate change regulating body, water body, and therefore this needs to stop in the form of a different type of oppression that we are experiencing on the ground now. And this is a very, very big concern for us.
Yes, and we always thought that, we would have a government that will take this country forward, but it does appear as if they take a step forward and then they take quite a few backwards. And we've seen this as well with the Green Connections. We've seen Liz McDade saying that, although there is some commitment towards renewable energy, but still clinging on into the past with regard to fossil nuclear energy. And all of this, at the end of the day, is impacting on the sustainable future of the communities and also as a country as a whole.
Yes, indeed. It also shows that our government is not really walking the talk and practicing what they are preaching. They are saying to the international community that they will, decarbonize and move away from fossil fuels. But we are finding the opposite right now. We are finding that they are, clinging and more promoting the fossil fuel industry. And this is an industry that is already responsible for the climate crisis. And this is an industry that will allow us to face the danger of not reaching our 1.5 climate targets that we are serious about as the world, because we demand a future that is sustainable and not carbon intensive as an energy system going forward.
Yes. Also, Neville, this basically tells us one thing, that we have a government that doesn't know what it is actually doing. And South Africans, the voices of South Africans are not being heard, although these voices are echoing loud and clear, telling the government that listen to us, because at the end of the day, it also boils down to one thing. And interesting that you speak about colonial and neo-colonial, and this obviously is an injustice. It's an oppression of another form, especially where you have a government that's saying that it is a government for the people, by the people, but ignoring the voices of people.
Yes, very much so indeed. And the voices of local people is vital and important and crucial. And I really want to make a people's voices heard out there. And we will be showing those coastal communities will be going to the polls in the next election and show this government that really we are not by placing our votes, we will now make a decision. If we have leaders that does not respect us in this way, we can no longer support such leaders to be in those leadership positions that is busy selling us out, is busy infringing on people's human rights, is busy, almost like dispossessing and displacing people all over again, and this is what we will be showing them in the elections that will be coming, because those communities heard what Gwede Mantashe has said yesterday, and they are not happy with that speech, and they will show in the way that they will be voting in the coming elections.
Well, never. Let's see what develops, but I'm sure we will continue following developments, and we will continue following organizations like yourself as far as reactions go. And as you correctly mentioned, that there are many, many people that are eyeing the polls comes next year's election, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how all of this impacts on the ruling party going forward. But for now, we thank you for your time with us this morning right here on Salam Media. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. The Green Connections, Neville van Rooy was us this morning. The response of eco-justice organizations to the speech by the Minister Gwede Mantashe. The time is just gone, 20 minutes past 8. We're going to go for a break. We come back and we will be talking to Rooibos Healer. We're talking with Rehana Keji when we get back, and we're talking about empowerment of girls.